About the upcoming release of Death Stranding 2, I made an epic revisit of the first game before the sequel. Imagine a game where being a delivery man is more epic than fighting dragons. Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding is exactly that. A strange, beautiful, and sometimes exasperating odyssey that makes you carry packages through a post-apocalyptic world while dodging ghosts and age-accelerating rain. With Death Stranding 2 on the beach on the way, I went back to this 2019 classic to see if it's still the masterpiece that some love and others, well, not so much. With the announcement of Death Stranding 2 generating hype, I decided to revisit the original to refresh my memory and see how it has aged. Released on November 8th, 2019 by Kojima Productions for PlayStation 4 and later for PC, Death Stranding was Hideo Kojima's first project after his departure from Konami. This game not only marked the return of the legendary creator of Metal Gear Solid, but it also introduced a self-proclaimed genre, the Strand game, focused on connection between players in a fragmented world. Now, with the sequel approaching, it's the perfect time to evaluate whether the original remains a masterpiece, or if time and the Timefall rain has rusted it a bit. Death Stranding puts us in the shoes of Sam Porter Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, the guy from The Walking Dead and Blade. Yes, he's also in Blade in case you didn't know. A courier in a United States devastated by a catastrophic event called, guess what? Death Stranding. This phenomenon brought with it the BTs, beached things, ghostly creatures that complicate life, and Timefall, a rain that speeds up the aging of everything it touches. Humanity is fragmented, with survivors hidden in underground bunkers. Sam works for Bridges, an organization that seeks to reconnect the country through the Chiral Network, a sort of supernatural internet that allows instant sharing of information and resources. The story begins when Sam, a tough but emotionally distant guy, reluctantly accepts the mission of uniting the United Cities of America, UCA, and rescuing Amelie, a key figure for the future of the country, and with whom he has a personal connection. What follows is an odyssey of package deliveries, human connections, and confrontations with both human and supernatural enemies. The narrative is pure Kojima, dense, philosophical, with long cutscenes and a touch of madness that mixes babies. In capsules, science fiction, and metaphors about loneliness and collaboration. If you're looking for something linear, my friend, this is not your game. At its core, Death Stranding is a delivery simulator, but calling it that is like saying Star Wars is just a spaceship movie. Your job as Sam is to take packages from point A to point B, making sure they arrive in good condition. Sounds simple, but the game turns every trip into an adventure. The terrain is your biggest enemy. Steep mountains, treacherous rivers, slippery slopes, and of course, Timefall that damages your cargo. Add to that the BTs, which force you to move stealthily, and the mules, bandits obsessed with stealing your packages, and you've got an experience that makes you sweat every step. The inventory system is a masterpiece of realism. Each package has weight and volume, and you have to organize them on Sam's back, legs, or arms. If you carry too much, you wobble like a drunk in an earthquake. The game forces you to plan. Do I carry more and go slow, or sacrifice gear to move faster? Tools like exoskeletons, floating carriers, and vehicles, motorcycles or trucks, help, but even these have limitations. For example, bikes are great on plains, but useless on rocky slopes. One of the most innovative aspects is the asynchronous multiplayer system. You don't interact directly with other players, but their actions affect your world. You might find ladders, ropes, or shelters built by others, and you can leave your own. This system creates a sense of community in a lonely world. Seeing a bridge built by XPizzalad69XX that saves you from crossing a river is somehow touching. You can give likes to these structures and receive them when others use yours. It doesn't have any practical impact, but like in social media, those little hearts make you feel good. However, this system isn't perfect. Sometimes you find useless structures. Who put a ladder leading to a cliff? Or the map fills up with objects that get more in the way than help. Also, the game doesn't explain well how this mechanic works, which can confuse newbies. Despite this, the idea of collaborating with strangers to rebuild a broken world is unique and reflects the game's central message. Human connection matters. Even though the focus is on deliveries, there is combat. Against the mules, you can use non-lethal weapons like bola guns or stun grenades. grades. Or even ditto for the BTs, where stealth is key. You hold your breath, move slowly, and pray your BB doesn't scream too loud. Combat feels tense, especially at the beginning, but it's not the game's strong suit. The mechanics are clunky, and boss fights can feel endless. Even so, the variety of tools, like grenades made from Sam's bodily fluids, adds a peculiar charm. The plot of Death Stranding is an emotional puzzle. Sam's journey is both personal and universal, and it touches on themes of loss, hope, and human connection. The cast, Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, Lea Seydoux, and even Guillermo del Toro, brings gravitas with stellar performances and motion capture. The story unfolds through cinematic scenes, some over 20 minutes long, emails, and interviews you find in the game. It's dense, sometimes convoluted, but rewarding if you get into it. Replaying it reminded me how much I love Kojima's ability to combine the absurd, a baby in a capsule, with deep moments of connection. The start of the game is slow. The first 10 hours focus more on gameplay than story, which can feel heavy. If the mechanics don't hook you, you might drop the game before the plot kicks in. Some cinematic scenes drag on, and the story can feel overwhelming with its jargon. Does anyone remember Chiral Network? It's not a game for everyone, and that's okay. It's Kojima unapologetically. Death Stranding is a visual marvel. The landscapes, arid but of a captivating beauty, look alive. The Decima engine from Horizon Zero Dawn offers sharp textures and realistic lighting. The effect of timefall on the environment is unsettling, and the character models are terrifyingly realistic. My replay in 2025 on a high-end PC showed minimal aging, although some textures look outdated compared to more recent titles. The soundtrack, led by Low Roar, is a masterpiece. Songs like I'll Keep Coming reach your soul, enhancing the lonely but hopeful tone of the game. The sound effects from BB's coos to the hum of the Underdeck add immersion. My only complaint, the musical triggers are sometimes inconsistent, which breaks the atmosphere. Playing Death Stranding again before the sequel was like reconnecting with an old friend, quirky, with its flaws, but deeply meaningful. The gameplay loop remains addictive, the world is stunning, and the story hits even harder knowing what's coming in Death Stranding 2. The asynchronous multiplayer remains a strong point, although I wish the game explained it better. My biggest takeaway: this game is not for everyone, but for those who enjoy its pace. It's unforgettable. With the sequel around the corner, I'm excited to see how Kojima builds on this foundation. The trailers suggest a bigger focus on action and new environments. Does anyone remember the beaches? I hope it keeps the essence of the original: connection, exploration, weirdness, while stepping up the pace in combat. If it achieves a balance between accessibility and Kojima's vision, we're in for a wonder. Death Stranding is a game that is either loved or hated. It's a bold and divisive masterpiece that dares to be different. Its strengths, striking. Visuals, innovative multiplayer, emotional narrative are sky high. Its weaknesses, slow start, clunky combat, repetitive missions, can test your patience. Replaying it in 2025, I remember why it sparked so much debate. It's not just a game, it's an experience. If you're new, give it 15 hours before judging. If you're a veteran, replay it to prepare for the sequel. Either way, put on your backpack and connect the world, one package at a time. Death Stranding is like climbing a mountain, hard, sometimes tedious, but the view from the top is worth it. So grab a Monster Energy drink, yes, the game has them, and start walking. You won't regret it, almost never. And there you have it, friends. Death Stranding is like a cosmic pizza. It's not for everyone, but if you like Kojima's unique flavor, it's a treat. I hope this revisit made you want to dust off your delivery boots or give it a shot for the first time before Death Stranding 2 on the beach blows our minds. What did you think of my review? Are you team walking is life or team this is too slow? Leave your opinion in the comments, like if I saved you from a BT with this review, and subscribe for more epic content. We now invite you to watch the video I'm leaving here on screen. You're going to love it. See you on the next delivery, and remember, keep connecting the world, one step at a time.